This is the Cliff Yates Show. Personal growth, motivation, inspiration, and philosophies for a great life.
Patrick Davis, how are you, my friend? Great to be back with
Hey,
you.
Cliff, how are you?
I'm doing good, man. I'm so happy. Little background: we're both from the same small little hometown, Caledonia. Shout out to all our Caledonia friends, and then we went on to our police careers. You NYPD, me and the LA County Sheriff, and we never even met during our time in Caledonia.
That's right. Yeah. I think we actually met. We probably met about a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. That was the
God,
first time we ever spoke
I
in
think it was two
personally. Yeah.
years ago on the podcast because our mutual friend Amy Sikoria said, "Do you know Patrick Davis?" I go, "No, I don't know him."
Yeah.
And then we met here doing an episode, and then I walked by your house. I'm sure a couple times on East Avenue because still have mom living there, right?
Yeah. Mom and dad.
Mom and dad. Yeah. So when
Yeah.
I walk down to Cal Fit, sometimes I'll walk that way, just saying, "Well, I know somewhere it's Patrick's house right here." And yeah, that's funny. So have you? Oh, you went back for Christmas. How did that go?
It was fun. I went back Christmas Eve day, and then I came back Christmas Day night. So I was just a little over 24 hours. So it was nice to see the family. But I got to see my niece and nephew, and I had a good time.
Yeah, and so now you're still living in the city, which I think is great. Because
In Queens, in
oh,
Whitestone,
you're in
Queens.
Queens. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a city, one of the five boroughs, right?
Yeah.
It's so when we went to your studio there. Was that in like what they call couldn't really tell where I was at because you drove me. Is it the Soho district or?
So that's considered Union Square.
Oh, that's right, Union Square. Yeah, you told me that. And so
Right.
that seemed like about over like Second or Third Avenue and down by 40th Street or
Well,
where?
we were on 11th Street between Broadway and University. And if you went down towards University and made a right, if you went up like 3 blocks, Union Square, the park is right there.
Okay, wait a minute. 11th Street and
Between
and
Broadway and University, and if you went down towards University and made a right, Union Square is like 3 blocks up on 14th Street. And
okay.
then actually, if you made a left, actually, you could make probably about 4 blocks down south, and you go into Washington Square Park in Greenwich Village.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, yeah. So I'm trying to get my bearings. Not too far from the financial district then, right?
I mean, it's relatively close. Yeah,
Close, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that seemed
yeah.
like a real nice area. I like that neighborhood. It seems pretty quiet.
No, it's beautiful. I love the area.
And so I did 30 years, LA County Sheriff. How many years did you do? Oh, you did 25 plus?
I just over 27.
27. That's great. Oh my
Yeah,
God. So you got the most you could out of it.
yeah.
Yeah,
It
that's
was great.
cool.
I loved it for like 25 years, and on my 25th year, I started to feel like I was going through the motions, and I stayed
Yeah.
27 and a half, and then I retired.
Yeah, that was about the same with me. About the what I do, 30. So yeah, about the 28th year, the 28th year. Maybe the 25th year too. Yeah, I was ready to roll, ready to go. So that's great. And so I'm glad we finally met up in person. This past Christmas, everybody, I went down to our timeshare at 6th Avenue and 53rd Street in Midtown, which I love the area. And then we got to hook up in person. You picked me up and took me to to the studio, which is not a yoga studio, but it's a body art studio. And I got a little logo on the back.
Yeah, so body art, it's a physical therapy based training, and
Yes.
all the moves we do are based in physical therapy.
Yeah, so I was a little nervous because I thought, man, my workouts are going great. I don't want to get injured. And I know you do something else we'll talk about, which is a little more advanced, where I think you could get in. So I'm like, I don't want to get injured. And you're saying, no, this is physical therapy based movement. It's meant to prevent injuries. So I said, oh, okay. And so got
Yeah,
down
so
to yeah,
yeah, the goals of body art are pain reduction, injury prevention, and sustainability of your joints. And that's we
yeah.
wish to accomplish.
I like, and you gave a great class, and I like the fact that in each movement, so and you kind of do this in your instruction, right? Like the basic movement. I mean, then if you feel comfortable adding a little bit more or doing it a little advanced, then you give them that instruction.
Right. So when we do a move, we'll give variations, and each variation has its own goals. Like if I may do one pose where I'm on my knee, but I'm working on my hip mobility. But if I bring my knee up, that's working my balance. And depending on what your body prefers at the time, that's the pose you can do. And each one has its own benefits.
Ah, okay. Oh, wow. And so how long did you study this before you started teaching it?
Well, right now I'm almost like an apprenticeship. I'm like my the director Ryan, who you met.
Yeah, he's
I
great. Oh my
asked him.
God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was probably about a year and a half ago where I saw his reel on Instagram, and I just went in and met him.
Yeah.
And I was doing it as like a guest for probably about 6 or 7 months. And then one day I approached him and said I wanted to be a teacher, which he calls it a facilitator.
Right. Yeah.
And I wanted to be a facilitator. And he explained to me, the steps I have to go through. And I had to present almost 15 minutes of a sequence to him from memory. I had to learn it and then present it to him. And that was the first step. And then there was some theory and classwork I had to do. And now I'm in almost like an apprenticeship where when you were there, I think I taught the first 15 minutes, and then maybe next week I'll do the last 15 minutes, and then he'll have to critique me on each of those, how I'm
Okay.
presenting and how I can improve what I did well. And then at some point I'll be teaching a full session by myself.
I had never heard of this, and then I was looking online. If you put in body art, YouTube or whatever, you're going to get body painting, a lot of that.
Yeah.
And then I did find some people doing the same movements we were doing. Walking their feet up, and then really, these kind of things, and centering yourself, and then moving one leg over to the other side and get kind of a twisting. And so it's really a practice, right? Is there like an ancient history of it, or?
Well, it's based. I mean, it's based on different movements. There was the first I guess like the first director was a guy named Robert Steinbacher, and he basically made this body art from
Okay.
physical therapy.
Okay.
Ryan met Robert, and Ryan was a dancer when he was younger, and he had a lot of injuries from dancing.
Yeah.
And he went to physical therapy, and then he I don't know if he met Robert, but he discovered body art, and he just realized how much better like his body felt after going through these movements. Like his body was like moving better, and that's how he started. He became the director of like United States body art. There's body art all over the world.
Oh, okay.
He's
I
the
didn't know that.
he's the
I was looking at a
director.
video, so I take it that it is worldwide then. Wow. Because I
Yeah,
saw
there's
them doing the
facilitators.
same movements we were doing. I go, oh shit, that's what we were doing. Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
facilitators all over the world, and
Wow.
and then like you said, he felt like when he was dancing or practicing for dance, his body was almost being punished.
Yeah.
And body art looks at it where you should enjoy movement. Your movement
Yeah.
is not there for punishment. You should
No.
enjoy it, and that's how. And then he
Yeah.
became yeah.
It shouldn't be breaking you down. So dance really breaks a lot of people down, huh?
He said, yeah, it was very tough. I don't know if
Damaging.
it may have changed throughout the years, but when he was a dancer, the teachers they had, and there was like it's almost like football, like in Calamum, where you kind of like work through your injuries, and if you had injuries, you just like ignore it and keep on playing. It's very similar to that,
Yeah.
and it just wasn't sustainable, you know.
Right. Yeah. They were more concerned with the performance, not the performer.
Yeah.
And just, yeah. So at any cost. Yeah. That's pretty amazing stuff. I felt really good afterwards doing it. And, depending on how much you want to put in it, it can be very intense. It can be challenging.
Well, that's the thing that we always say that you can, whenever we have like a session, we'll always give like a focus for the day. We'll talk about our breathing, and you train within your preference. So some
Right.
days you may walk into that session and you'll be like, you know what, I just want to take it nice and gentle today, and
Yeah.
that's how you move. Or
Okay.
I want something more dynamic today. This is how I'm
Yeah.
going to move, and that may change throughout the session. You may walk in and want something dynamic, and then halfway through, you know what, I want some more passive. And either way is fantastic. It's
Yeah.
whatever your body prefers and what your body enjoys.
Oh, I noticed a couple of the movements. He said, if you want to hold that, man, that was tough. But I kind of felt, since it was my first time there, I felt, hey, I got to try to do as much as I can.
Well, one thing he's taught me I've never really trained for before is balance.
Yes.
and it is so important. And I walked in the first day, and we were doing balance work, and it's still a challenge to this day for me, but it's so important, and people really don't train for it. And it's for your. I think there's studies that say about your longevity. Like if you can hold on one leg for like 30 seconds,
Yeah, there is.
it's
Yeah.
an indication of your longevity. It's not that balance makes you live longer. It's what's going inside your body that gives you that balance that makes you gives you longevity.
Yeah, Dr. Peter Attia. Do you know that guy? I
Yes, I
think
do.
I've talked. Yeah,
Yeah.
because he really studies anything to do with longevity and how we can be more mobile later in our later decades. And if for anything, it'll most of the time you're going to get after age 60, you're going to get caught by a fall, and so
Yeah.
it's the balance will prevent that. Yeah,
hmm Yeah, and then
yeah.
people fall and they break a hip, and it's almost they go downhill from there.
Some people
And
don't
I don't know,
recover from that. It's weird. Yeah,
and I don't know if it's because they're bedridden and they just can't move, or just
right. Yeah,
psychologically. Could be a lot of things.
yeah.
Different factors.
I got these new shoes, these Paluvas, right? They let your toes splay, right? They're like five toed like shoes, and it's kind of to simulate kind of going barefoot but protecting your feet.
Yeah.
And supposedly that's really important, and it really helps your balance. I'm having trouble sometimes fitting it into the shoe. You got it because they're individual sockets for each toe, but I do like the feeling of it, and I think it does help your balance. Yeah.
The one thing Ryan does, and I try to emulate him when he facilitates, is that when you walk into like body art, and if you're training balance and you feel like you're gonna fall, like don't feel like people are judging you. Like if you
Right.
fall, it's expected, but it's more
Yeah.
important how you get back up and get back into balance again. Like falling is expected, that's gonna happen, especially if you're working on it. Like if you're training balance. To train balance, you're going to have to push yourself into positions that you don't feel comfortable in, and
Yeah.
you may fall. But just get back up into it, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah. You got to get comfortable with the fact that you can fall without being injured too. You got to have that,
Yeah,
create that memory that I've fallen before and I've survived it. Yeah.
yeah. And
I've
get
been
back up.
lucky. I missed a couple steps at the island on the dock, and I went face first, and each time, man, I was just lucky. I didn't have any injuries. I don't know whether it was subconscious
Well,
or
I,
what.
I
Yeah.
know. I think because you train, like you train your muscles, and
Yeah.
it's like a person who lives a very sedentary lifestyle. They may walk off like a curb and hit like a hole in the road, and because they don't train, they might not be able to react quick
That's
enough
right. Yeah.
and get hurt. Where you can because you've trained your muscles, so you can react
Yeah.
better and you can stabilize yourself better.
Definitely contracting the muscles. And also I've been doing it here in Florida, but I've been, at the island, I use a stand-up paddleboard. And so then I just started using it here. I mean, that is so great for your balance.
Yeah.
And man, it's a little different down here. I ended up, cause now I moved farther away from the water, so I have an inflatable. It's really thick and hard, but it's a little bit different balancing on it than the hard plastic. It's a little.
Yeah.
I think it's a little more challenging. I think I'm a little bit higher off the water with it, really. Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah, and that creates a little bit a different balance. But it doesn't take very long. When I got down here and did it on a different board, within 10 minutes, I had pretty good balance. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
The thing about balance is, he's taught me is breathing. Like if you hold your breath, that's gonna make balance a lot more difficult. But if you can slow your
Yeah.
breathing down and
Yeah.
breathe gently, that helps so much in your
Oh
balance.
yeah,
Keeping
I can
balance.
imagine that would. Yeah. Yeah, that makes a big difference. Yeah, balance is, man. There's a lot of good exercises you can do for balance. They have those things in the gym where you stand on them and it kind of puts you in an off balance position, and you have to
Yeah.
study yourself. Yeah, I don't know what they call those things, but those are
But
good.
the thing is, people don't do it though. You don't see many people train. Like you don't see people at the gym working on their balance. You just never. I mean,
Hardly
very
ever.
rarely.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so sad. I got this guy that I talked to at the gym all the time. His name was Paul Spracco, and we had wonderful conversations. He was going to come on the podcast. He's in his 80s. Kind of found out he was 86, but he's just a positive guy. And then at the end of my weight training, I always go to the back boxing area and I do my jump roping. And so he was always either working the speed bag or he does stretching, and we would have our conversations back there. But anyways, it's been a month now, but he died in his sleep.
Oh, yeah.
And the day before, he actually drove to the gym. He jumps out of the car. And he's in. And so, I mean, in one regard, I was sad. And the other, well, he died in his sleep. He never had slowed down and was in the hospital. So, I mean, it's probably more of a positive thing, I guess.
I mean, from what you're describing, it sounds like he was active up until the last day.
To the last day. Yeah, there was no
yeah.
There was no.
And he had a good quality of life. Yeah.
He had a great quality of life. I know he had visited the family in California. He went to Nevada, and I could just tell. And I had seen him probably just a couple of days before he passed away. But I know right up until the last day I saw him, everybody I talked to, he was just as vivacious the last day he was in the gym. So I guess that's good. Yeah.
That Dr. Peter T, I saw a 60 Minutes interview he did.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet. Yeah,
he's talked about, I think it's 75 for men and women, cognitively, physically. If you don't train, your body just kind of, drop. You just drop. Like it. I don't want to say you get worse, but like you're cognitively, you're not as good. Physically, you're not as good. And he wants to change that by, giving people, have them move more and train. And so when they are 75, they can play with their grandkids, enjoy life where they're not going to be like bedridden for the last couple of years.
Yeah, he said that too. I remember I saw the clip of, because he said it's a steep decline at that age, right? It's like a steep, man, it's hard to believe, but God, so far I haven't slowed down. I actually had a slow period around 55. I was getting a little sluggish, and I was weighing around 190, but like a 36 plus waist, And so now I feel so energetic. I might have gotten a little bit too light. So now I've been taking the creatine. I've gained about 8 or 9 pounds just since the summer. So I feel a lot better. Yeah.
No, I think that's going to pay off when you're older.
Yeah.
You're probably going to be so much better off. And I don't know if you talk to your friends like you grew up with, and you may see that. I mean, hopefully they're doing well too, but you may see that you're kind of better off than the people who are not moving.
I've already seen it. I see it, man. I'm like, what? You're 51? What are you talking? You're shuffling around like a 90. I've seen people just, man, it's sad to me. It doesn't have to be,
But to be honest with you, it's tough. I mean, I knew it. I mean, when I was working and I retired, I was working in the NYPD. It's tough sometimes to dedicate yourself to movement because you're always working like odd hours and overtime, and it can be very challenging. I'm very fortunate right now where I can dedicate this time to this.
Yeah, that's right.
When people are full time in a family. It's very challenging.
I had habituated training so much and having to work out and feeling such anxiety if I go 3-4 days without working out. Even during the academy, one day a week, me and I think two other guys, one of the guys religiously, we got down to World Gym in Venice once a week anyways when we on a day off from the academy. We went weight training, man. I just could not do it. Yeah. And then even the guys, when it was the overtime was so prevalent, you could work 2-3 doubles a week. And I mean, I never did it because I got to work out. I can't sacrifice that. So I never worked I never worked overtime to the max that I could have. Yeah. I would sacrifice that for my time in the gym.
But a lot of people do, especially in policing, that overtime that's one thing that I've noticed, and they depend on overtime, where they make their standard of living on the overtime that they're given, and now they have to depend on it. That's the one mistake you can never make. You should make your life on your base salary, because that overtime may not always be there. It could go away at any time.
Yeah, the LA County, of course, my wife and I would tell my stepkids or kids that there's 2 in the department. And of course, they've been on the department, over 14 years now, but we always told them, this overtime's not going to, it's lasted 14 years. And now when I was on, your cap was 96 hours of overtime a month. And you couldn't
96?
96.
Wow, all right. It's pretty,
that's a lot, right? Now,
I think we were probably 50 or 60 when I was
now they've taken the cap off that, and they used to watch back-to-back doubles. Now they let you get around it. instead of, okay, hey, you can work again tomorrow. You can just work 15. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you're getting around it. I mean, and then so there's been a real increase in suicides on the department. There's a big controversy about the forced overtime. My one stepson, I remember when he visited in July, in June, he had only had 1 day off that whole month, and that's pretty regular. I don't think that's healthy. I don't think they should monitor people's sleep. It's almost like being a smoker, really, when you get lack of sleep like that, lack of judgment. Then they want to criticize you for making a split-second decision.
Well, I'll give you another example of how it becomes stressful. Let's just say I have a partner, and we have plans to go out tomorrow night.
Yeah.
At the last second, I'm told, hey, I need you to come in tomorrow to work this shift. And now I got to tell my partner, hey, I can't make it because I have to. And after a while, it can become a problem in a relationship, and
that's right.
That just causes stress. You have to, so it's not excessive overtime is not healthy.
Not healthy, but of course, they can't hire anybody anymore because no one wants to do the job because they've bastardized it so much and attacked it. So who wants to do that job? What?
Yeah.
So now they can't fill the positions. But man, it's really. Yeah, I always prioritize my workouts, man. That had to come first. I guess once you habituate that, it's like, matter of fact, I was watching yesterday, Dorian Yates is kind of a famous bodybuilder. Yeah. And he was on with Dr. Huberman, who's a doctor, a neuroscientist. I don't know if you've seen him. He's pretty big on YouTube, like a Tia. But Dorian Yates, and I kind of agree with this. He said, well, we basically overtrain. We need to, take time off to let our bodies heal and recover and then go back in and stress it again and whatnot. And some people, a lot of bodybuilders who've already has a good foundation, they will use that as a fat burner because they recover quicker because they're on steroids. And in our normal lives, we can't do that, right?
Yeah. I've seen a couple of videos on like YouTube or Instagram of Dorian Yates.
Yeah. He's still good. He's still big. Yeah.
Yeah. He mentioned there was one he was talking about training. He said, I don't know how you cannot train in life, like how people don't do it. Because for him it's like
too. I can't. Yeah. I don't know. I couldn't. You the same way, right? I get a little. If I go 2 or 3 days, I get anxious.
Well, I think once you get into it, it becomes almost like part of your. It's a lifestyle, and
it's definitely a lifestyle. Yeah.
Yeah. If you stop doing it, it just becomes. I think the opposite is true too. If you stop doing it or don't do it, that becomes a lifestyle as well. Like not becoming sedentary, which is not good.
I agree. Yeah. I think it's the number one antidepressant, man. First of all, you get in there, you automatically have to change. You're going to get in a positive state because you've changed your physiology, the way you're moving. You're changed the way you're breathing. You're changing what you're focusing on. You're changing what you're saying to yourself. Automatically, you're in a positive state of mind, and who knows all the hormones and dopamine that you get from all that. It's crazy good.
That, and I think just being around people, like you're in a gym, you're being around people, and it's a very for me, it's like a social atmosphere too. Just like saying hi to your friends, and encouraging each other.
Yeah,
it's a good experience.
I'm at a new gym now. I still have my old gym, but I have a new gym I started. It's a Crunch, one of the big, what do they call them, warehouse gyms. But it's really good because, like you say, I love the energy in there. I did a video on it because you get in there, you got the energy. I mean, everything about it, it really, I think, lifts you up. Just the clanking of the weights and the music and then the smells and the sounds all together. You begin to associate those things with power movements. And so just walking through the door, is good for you.
Well, they say that's the hardest part of working out is just walking through the front door. Yeah. If you can make it through the front door, then usually once you get in, start moving, you're good.
I did a video. I said, hey, listen, this is what should be your goal today. If you haven't worked out, or you have a little, anxiety, inhibitions about going into a gym, don't even join up. Listen, drive to the gym. Don't even go in this day. You know what I mean? Tomorrow, maybe walk to the front door and have them, look around. Don't work out even, just, you're going to build momentum, right? Okay. Now you feel more at ease. Maybe you're going to sign up, what I mean? Gradually, after a while.
That's one thing Ryan talks about with new people into fitness. How sometimes like you go into a gym and there's a lot of terms in the gym is like shred, rip, and incinerate. Yeah. And they said sometimes if you're new to working or moving, and you see that can be like intimidating.
Very.
It's not very welcoming. And so he's tried to make different terms where you feel more welcome, and you want to come in. You feel welcome, and you want to
Yeah.
move, which is in the long run is healthier.
Yeah, and I don't think nobody tells you or tells those people, right? Hey, listen, if you're a fat, out of shape person, you're respected the fact that you come into the gym. Believe it or not, I'm sure
Yeah.
in your mind, you're self-conscious about your weight. You're out of shape. I bet you a lot of people, most of them think, oh, I'm just going to wait. Maybe I'm a little thinner, then I'll go in, right? I'll wait till I'm in better shape to go into the gym to get in better shape.
Well, I wish. I mean, I wish I could tell because I've encountered this, and I wish I could tell people and they listen. Like if you go to a gym, no one's looking at you. No one's.
No,
I mean, I shouldn't say no one. There's probably someone. There's some instance where some people are, but 99% of the time, no one is even paying attention to you. And I found myself that people in the gym are the friendliest people in the world. Like if you ask someone in a gym for help, like how to do something,
yeah, they
they're going
will.
to be more
Yeah,
than happy to help you out.
they will. Yeah. Yeah, and it's sometimes that's probably hard to realize that because a lot of people are into their own things. They're got their headsets on. They're listening to music that they used to work out with, so they're not really in a place to have a conversation. So, a lot of people are doing their own thing, but that should just tell people, hey, no one gives a shit. They're not looking at you. They're not judging you, and they don't have an opinion of you, right?
I'm going to tell you a story about someone
Yeah.
who's very close to me, who I'm not going to name.
Okay.
But I said to him, "Why don't you go to the gym and work out and lift?" And their answer was they don't like going to the gym because they don't like watching all the guys flex in the mirror. I'm like, who cares what they're doing?
It's not happening. I never see that happening.
Who cares? Even if they are, who cares? Just go enjoy yourself, And I said, I guarantee you, if you had a question on something, that person who's flexing the mirror is going to help you out. But you can't don't be concerned about what these other people are doing, and it wouldn't sink in. So I'm like, okay,
I would see that. I would see that in like Venice, World Gym, and the original Gold's Gym. You would see people who are really, almost contest ready. They're preparing for contests. I mean, hardly ever, right here where I am, people are not preparing for a contest. Usually, they're not flexing in the mirror. I mean, that's not going on.
I've personally never seen it, but this person said they saw it. So hey, if you saw it,
but that was their lens, right? Or that's that's the excuse they use. In fact, I was listening to Dean Graziosi, a guy with Tony Robbins, and he was just saying, a lot of time we use avoidance for excuse. So how can we avoid doing this? And so that's their excuse. I don't want to be those people that are always flexing, and it's just a way to avoid doing what you need to be doing, right? Why would you do that and give somebody else the power to prevent you from being healthy and living longer?
Yeah.
People should be dying to get in that gym. It's funny. We were Dean Graziosi I didn't even realize this. I guess, do you know what the date is after people have made New Year's resolutions and set goals when they abandon those?
Oh, I did. It might have been like the first week in January, or maybe the second week or something. It was very close to January 1st. I know
January 18th. Yeah. They have a specific date. They've actually studied it, which, you would think maybe April or, May, but January 18th, which is why gyms will oversell, right, for that reason.
I take yoga, and I've noticed the first week in January, the classes were packed. I'm like, why is it so packed in here? And they said, oh, because it's New Year. I'm like, oh, okay.
And they know, so the gyms know this, right? They oversell memberships knowing we don't have the capacity to actually handle the membership we sold. But we know January 19th, we don't have to worry about it, right? They're not going to be in here.
I heard gyms like Planet Fitness do that year round. They know
probably
only a small percentage of their members are going to actually show up. So if they oversell by whatever percent, they know they're going to be fine because only a small percentage of that group is going to show up. So to them, it's all right. Well, it'll work out in the end.
Well, and they understand. At $9.99, these people are going to let that run because in their mind, I'm going to start next Monday. Next month, I'm probably going to go back. So they won't cancel that, right? And it's not the pain point isn't so much that it's $80 a month. I better stop it. It's $9.99 a month. So I like to have it there, right?
Keep it there. Yeah.
Oh, that's so crazy. Yeah. And I got to say, I don't know, now in this crunch that I'm in, probably, I want to say as much as 30% or maybe more than 30% is women in the gym working out.
I was talking to someone yesterday about that. We got talking about yoga and like men doing yoga, and that turned into women, doing strength training. Where there's these stereotypes where women shouldn't do strength training, and we got talking about it, like, oh, it's so important for
Yeah.
well, it's important for everyone to strength train, but women in general, just for like, and we're talking about the osteoporosis
Yeah.
and
Oh yeah.
your
Weight
bone
bearing.
density, yeah, and just building muscle. That's how healthy it is, and we were talking about it seems like that's changing where women are more inclined to go strength training. So there is a lot of improvement.
Yeah, there is a big difference. So I'm thinking either I was gonna go either because I really like this Tai Chi stuff, except for I don't like the recent. Have you seen these recent ads? These bullshit ads. You can do Tai Chi for 7 minutes a day, and these guys are buff as. Now you're not going to get that result in 7 minutes a day. Jesus.
I've never done Tai Chi. I've always wanted to do it, but I
Yeah,
haven't. Uh,
it's really just slow, controlled movements that have to lot to do with balance and centering. I want to say a lot of it. There's a couple of movements that they begin with that is a lot like body art and bringing in, centering
oh
yourself over your feet.
no, there's a lot of similarities between Tai Chi. There's some similarities between Tai Chi and body art.
Now, what do you like about yoga? I'm thinking about that too.
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, I got into yoga because I was dating someone,
Yeah.
and she dragged me to a yoga class. I didn't want to go,
Oh,
and I finally went, and I when I started doing it, I just loved moving my body in ways it never moved before. And to be honest with you, a lot of the injuries I had, all the pain seemed to be going away.
wow.
Um, but now I focus more on. I'll do yoga maybe once or twice a week, but I focus mostly on body art right now. But I will still do yoga, once
Yeah.
or twice a week.
Yeah, I'm going to start doing yoga because I want to date somebody. So, right? It's probably mostly women
Yeah,
in those classes, right?
there is. You must, if you go to a class, there'll be one or two men there, and the rest are women.
Okay. All right. All right. And
Yeah.
man, it seems like some of those movements are pretty brutal, though, right? Or they start you off slow.
Well, no, usually when you go to yoga class, like if you go to a vinyasa class, you just kind of you have to keep up. I went to a class. My first couple classes were at my co-op, and I'm not saying they were beginner classes, but they were they were a little more basic than what I go to now. So I kind of learned the basic movements, and I got good at that. And then I kind of moved on to more intense classes where they moved
Yeah.
a little more challenging. But I think what I would do is if I was brand new to yoga, I don't know if you know anyone who does yoga. Like if you have any friends, I would
Yeah.
find them and I would maybe go with them to a class and have them be with you. That we have someone there just in case you have
Yeah.
any questions, or maybe if they do yoga, maybe have them teach you one on one. What to expect like a yoga class, like do like a downward dog
Yeah.
or you know just some basic poses. So when you walk in that studio, you kind of know what to expect.
Do they have beginner classes where you can just, that are meant for beginners?
I don't know. I've never seen a class that's meant for like just
Just
beginners.
starting. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but what you can
Yeah.
also do this too. Like if you go into you go to Crunch. I'm
Yeah.
sure they have yoga classes at Crunch. If you go up to the facilitator and say, "Hey, I'm Cliff. It's my first yoga class," they're going to keep an eye on you, you know,
Okay.
and they'll kind of give you some tips along the way or some assistance. And you can always usually what yoga instructors will do is they'll have you in a position and they'll say something the whole class. They'll say, if you don't want to be adjusted, which means touched,
Right.
raise your hand, and that means you don't want to be touched by the facilitator throughout the whole class. But if
Right.
you don't raise your hand, that means that teacher can come around and kind of adjust you. So if you're doing like a warrior pose and your knee's not bent, they can touch your knee and say, "Hey, bend this knee here," and it kind of gives you a little guidance.
Can I demand to be touched?
You can you can say that. You can say, "I
I would
insist
like
that
to
you
be
touch me."
touched, please, by the instructor. But
Yeah,
many times.
you can say that. You can say that.
I'm going to do that. I guess I can look on. I can go to a YouTube video and kind of get my own start, right? I mean,
Well, you can do that as well. Yeah.
yeah. Because
There's one class I go to.
yeah.
They have they have a circle, like, and one side says, "I wish not to be adjusted," and the other side says, "I
Oh,
don't want to be
okay.
adjusted." You just put it down right
Yeah.
in front of you, either side, and they walk around
They
and
just put it down.
yeah.
Hey, you don't want to be touched? If you're that kind of person, sit over here.
Now, one thing I've learned is, like, if I'm facilitating, I ask anytime I'm going to touch someone, I'll ask them whether it's a guy, as a
Yeah.
woman, or a man. I always ask them first, "Do you mind if I touch you?"
Yeah. That's right.
Just, I mean, I do it mostly for my own so I get in the habit of doing it. So
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
I'm
Yeah.
always asking,
Yeah. Because
and then once they
once you
say,
get in that habit, then you know you're always going to be asking. Yeah.
I'm going to do it every time.
Yeah. That's good.
And I do that regardless if I've known that person, for a year, or this is our first time in class. I'm going to ask.
And so I love the. I want you to tell me how intentional that is. I loved going downstairs in the studio, man, because with the simulated, I guess, with candlelight and the
Mhm.
music and the atmosphere is so zen, man. It was really cool. So I mean, that is all part of it, right?
That's all part of the experience. And if
Yeah.
you'll notice, there's no mirrors on the wall.
No. Yeah.
Um, that's one thing too. Like, Ryan doesn't want people focusing on, like, mirrors, looking at themselves. He just wants to be on your mat and
Yeah.
enjoy the movement.
God, that was a
And
great.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's meant to be very, very peaceful and very inspiring.
Yeah. It was. It was awesome. As a matter of fact, had I now, how often does he do classes? Once a week, or?
No, so just for the most part, it's going to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday evening,
Oh, great.
uh, Saturday morning, and then they have classes on their sessions on the Upper West Side. I believe it's Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday mornings,
Oh, Wednesday,
and
Friday,
then
Sunday morning. Okay.
but that's on the Upper West Side.
Yeah.
And then there's also, like, events. Like, we had an event last week where this lady, she came in and gave a speech on a women's, like, menstrual cycle, and, like, different how to move, like, with your menstrual cycle, and what it means, and how it affects your movement. And then Ryan facilitated a session
Yeah.
on movement with women, how it correlates to their menstrual cycle. So he'll
Oh,
have events
wow.
like that
Okay.
once in a while too. Yeah, which was
Yeah.
it was very interesting. We got talking about how the hormones, like, affect a woman and how they can move, and the
Is there any studies done on how this affects hormones I mean, like, in other words, has anybody taken blood work and then done this and then checked the blood work? Has it done anything?
I mean, I don't know personally if they have.
Yeah.
I know, like, the lady who came in, she just spoke about there are different phases of the woman's cycle, and what for the most part, what each woman can expect during that, like whether their energy is up or it's
Yeah.
down, or different phases, what they can expect during if they want to move.
Yeah. I'm sure I told you. I think I must have told you because I tell everybody I'm so excited. But in March, I had my hormones tested in my blood work, and I was 709 total testosterone, which is very good.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
told you that. And then but my free was low at 40, and then I had it tested again in December, 1,089 total, and then I was over 80 free. And I've been talking to people what they think that might be because the one things I changed were sprinting once a week, started doing some deadlifting and jumping rope. But
Mhm.
now I'm thinking, because I'm watching all these things online, these people are doing these 100 push-ups a day thing. I had been all summer long doing like I was doing 100 to 200 push-ups probably 4 to 5 days a week. And
Mhm.
so I guess that also improves your testosterone levels.
Oh, of course it does. I think, like, like doing like barbell squat, or any
Yeah.
squats will improve. I think, like, getting just a good diet, nutrition, and getting the right sleep. That I'm
Yeah.
just living a healthy lifestyle.
Oh,
Is
that's one thing the doctor told me. His only advice was after March was if you increase your grams of protein per day, that'll help release the free testosterone. And that's
Mhm.
the most important. And I did try to get, I've been able the last maybe 6 months, I've been able to, but I have to really work on it to get about 180 to 200 grams a day. It's kind of tough.
Yeah.
But now I'm doing, because even Atia has attested to, the old adage used to be in the old days, well, you can only assimilate like, 25 grams or 30 a setting, for each meal. But now Tia says that's blown out the window. So now I'm getting 60 to 70 at one meal. So after 3 or 4 meals, I can be up to 200.
Well, do you feel better since your testosterone has increased?
Yeah, I do. I
Yeah.
feel, yeah. I mean, I'm sporting teenage numbers. People try
Yeah.
to shoot it down. Well, Cliff, it depends on the time of day and if you fasted or not. And I go, listen, it was the same time that I took the original test. Each time I was
Yeah.
fasted over 12 hours. So, shove your bullshit fucking negativity up your ass because this is the readings. So take it. People
Yeah.
are that can't be. You got to be on TRT. Hey, one guy I had to show him my results, man. I had to send it to him.
He probably still had comments about it. Probably just
No, he didn't. He kind of, he said he accepted it. But you know what? I challenge anybody just to try it. Get your damn. Well, I'm surprised how many people don't get their blood work done. They don't even get it checked or they don't go to their doctor.
well, I have to go. From 9/11, so I go.
Yeah, that's
once
good
a-
that you get tested. You probably get a full cancer screening, right?
everything.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great. And so far, so good?
Knock on wood. I've been
Yeah.
been good. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing to do, man, because you know what? The damn doctor, all he does is look at your blood work. He doesn't even know nothing about you. He just looks at your blood work. All right, so you know what? You can go and get your own blood work done for a tenth of the price. You can go to Quest Diagnostics and pay for individual tests. $80, $90, you got everything yourself. You can look at your own damn blood work. It tells you your levels,
Yeah.
so.
No, I've been good. So I'll probably go next couple of months just for because I go every year.
Yeah, that's
And,
good, man. Thank God you're okay, man. They've lost a lot of people, huh, from 9/11 over the years. They keep dying.
I mean, I think with the fire department, they've actually, I think
Yeah.
they've lost more post 9/11
Post
than
9/11
actually
than they
on-
did.
on
Yeah.
9/11. Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. Tell me a little about how about this. And I got your on your Instagram. You can go to Patrick Davis, of course, or Walker Creek Fitness. But also you got Acro. The Acro Cop is on Instagram. They can go there, and you have your Acro Yoga. Explain that, because I think that's kind of cool.
So, acro yoga is it's almost like an acrobatic move you're working with a partner. You'll have a flyer and you'll have a base. The base is usually holding the flyer up. And
Yeah.
Kelsey, who you met, she introduced me to that. So when I started doing that, she actually, her and Ryan mentioned to me, you should do an Instagram kind of geared towards like introducing acro yoga or your fitness to cops, because they may not be, they've never seen it before. And so I try to do something where I try to introduce to people who've never seen acro yoga before. And I try to
Yeah.
explain like the movements, and what it is and safety and like try to make people see it who may know nothing about this kind of movement. They've never seen it before.
Yeah. So anybody watched on YouTube? So I'm gonna put my picture of me flying. You.
Oh yeah.
And you were piloting me, and it's kind of people were asking, "What was that hell you were doing there?" I was a little nervous about it, but of course you were awesome. But it's kind of gave me a great picture, so I'm going to put it on the YouTube version of it. And so if somebody's listening,
it's funny because when I was holding you up, like
Yeah.
once I get you into place,
yeah,
I can stay there. I can stay there forever. And
yeah, I felt
not
very
really-
secure too. Yeah,
yeah, it's not really like I said, oh, if someone's bigger, is it tough? Like, no, it's mostly technique.
Yeah.
It's a lot of technique picking someone up.
so man,
Kelsey's taught me a lot.
your partner Kelsey, unbelievable. This gal, her energy is out of this world. Number one, positivity and and to find out she was basically a world-class juggler and performer. My God, I saw some of her videos, man, of her
Yeah.
sword work and all sorts of crazy crap she does, man. It's so talented.
She is so talented. She's taught me some things that like when it comes like acrobatics and handstands and
Yeah,
Very
so that was
talented.
great. So, a very great group that was in the class, just very positive, supportive, very open, when I met everybody. It was just really a great atmosphere. And how do you get a lot of how do you get new people to come in?
Through Instagram, just like I
Okay.
did, how I came, I discovered Ryan on Instagram. We get a lot through the World Trade Center When we have the World
Okay,
Trade
yeah,
Center, and then
yeah.
people will see that, and then we'll talk about we call it the speakeasy. That's the studio, and then
Okay.
just word of mouth. Yeah, word of mouth as well.
Oh my God. Okay, that's great. Wow. And the World Trade Centers, you guys just kind of basically are demonstrating the movements there, right? And you get some great pictures when you're doing that.
Well, no, we'll do a session just like
Oh,
you
oh,
were
right
at,
there. Oh, you do a
but
class
it's
right there.
right there. But there might be like 50, 60 mats out there, and then in the space, and then Ryan will facilitate a whole session right there.
Oh man, that's awesome. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
the
Yeah.
pictures that you see, that's what we do in between sessions, kind of just to
Oh, okay.
get
That's
everyone
not the
understand.
actual class that's going on. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. So now every time when I go into New York, I'm gonna do a class. But if I
Oh,
have to,
you should. It's great.
I can always do the day class, Upper West Side, right? Because then I don't want to miss my Broadway show at night.
I'd recommend the Saturday morning one because we go to brunch after the Saturday
Oh,
morning
you do it
session.
too? You do Saturday morning?
Yeah, so we do at the studio at the Speakeasy. It's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday evening, and Saturday morning.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'll
And
come.
then
I'll make sure I come on a
the Upper West
Saturday.
Side. Yeah, the Upper West
Yeah.
Side, I believe, is Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday morning.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. Yeah. So I'll have to come in on a Saturday then, because I usually come in on a Sunday just because it's less points on my Hilton. But I could come
No,
in
it
on a
is.
Saturday or actually a Friday. I could come in on a Friday. Who cares? Yeah,
Yeah,
because I'm
definitely.
definitely coming back for the U.S. Open in August.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh man, what's going on? In July, part of the World Cup will be there, won't they?
Is it? I don't even know.
Yeah, it's
Is
going to
it?
be. That's one of the stops in New York. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
are they
Matter
going
of
to play
fact,
the weekend?
that might be like the grand finale of the World Cup is there in New York.
Are they? Do you know where they're playing in Queens? Are they playing in like City Field, or do you know if
Yeah,
they?
like City Field, I think. Yeah.
I know they wanted to make a stadium there for the New York the soccer team. So
Yeah.
it's not built. It's not built yet. I know that.
Oh, yeah, but this summer is it, right? So whatever they're going to use, they're going to use, I
Yeah.
imagine. Yeah. So, yeah, that's going
They
to be
used to have soccer.
great.
They used to have soccer at Yankee Stadium. I know that. I think they had
Yeah.
soccer on the Meadowlands too, where the Giants and the Jets play.
Yeah, I have to look up where that. I just know it's over by the time the U.S. Open comes. So I check that out. I go, oh, shit, I don't want to be around town when that is going on.
I've
Yeah.
worked the U.S. Open like 3 times when I was
Oh, really?
on the. Yeah.
How was that? All right. It's easy duty, right?
Yeah, it's a long. It's like I think it's like 2 weeks,
Yeah, it
and then
is.
it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's about 12-hour days for no days off for 2 weeks. So
Oh,
it's
man.
long, a long 2 weeks, but it's not bad. Where it's like it's just it's not like
It's just a lot
it's
of hours
manageable.
on your feet, I imagine. But,
Yeah,
you get a lot of, money people, upper class. I don't think you have any too much riffraff going around there.
no, it's fine. They're just long days. That's all it is.
Long days, man. But I love the U.S. That's my favorite now. So I've been to the tennis. I've been to the Paribas Open in Indian Wells, the desert. I've been to the Miami Open and didn't hold a candle to the U.S. Open in New York. New York I think it beats everything. Yeah, there's no better venue, and it's run really well. I don't know. Miami seemed kind of dirty. They had switched venues to where the Dolphins play. And I don't know. I didn't like it that well.
No, I
So,
went to one a couple of years ago. There was it was like fan day at the U.S. Open, and
okay.
they had all these like different events, and they had like food and like different vendors
Yeah.
selling stuff. And you just walk around, and they actually had a couple. They had like a couple tennis matches going on, like at the side match. The
Yes.
side like
The
courts.
side
And they had
courts.
like
They're not in
yeah,
the main Arthur Ashe
yeah,
arena there. So yeah, what I like to do is, and now I don't now that I won't have my wife anymore, because my wife never want. I like to go to the qualifying rounds or the early rounds
yeah,
because it's nobody. You can watch these up close, like you said, on the side courts.
yeah.
So you're right. 10 feet from these players that are top level in the nation. It's funny, you see some of these people, they're ranked 300, but you couldn't tell the difference between number 300 and really number 20. It's like that much
Oh yeah, that much. Yeah.
difference. Yeah. But it's fun because you're right up close. But, we did get to see Rafa Nadal the first time we went. So that was pretty exciting. And it went to like 2 a.m. in tiebreaker. So it was pretty crazy. And it was a lot of fun. Yeah. So we've gone, I think, 4 times, but I didn't get to go last year. But this year, I'm
Maybe you
going.
could talk to talk to Jeff Malber. He can get the U.S. Open to come to Washburn Park, maybe, or
Yeah. I know. He never talks to me. I don't know. I talk to him. He never answers me. I don't know why.
oh, yes.
Yeah. He hasn't. I don't know. Crazy. But
He's your neighbor, right? Your mom's
he's a neighbor.
right?
He's right next door. Yeah. Jeez, him and his mom, and yeah. So he's right next door. Yeah. So yeah. Oh, I got to see. I got to talk. Oh, I must have told you, right? What's the guy's name? The owner of Cal Fit.
Oh yeah, he told me. Yeah.
Yeah. Caleb. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that his name? I think it is. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Good guy. Yeah, man.
It's
good.
not bad. I go there when I go home. I'll go in and I get the membership for a couple days, and I go there just to work out quick. I mean, it's good.
I love it because it's $20 for the week, and then 24/7. I just can
get
keep
the key
myself
card and
in.
go in.
Yeah, and I used to go to Chai Life Fitness, and I always hesitated. Right, gym intimidation. I didn't want to go to the local Cal gym. I don't want to talk to people that know me. I wanted the anonymity, right? I'll just go into Chai Life Fitness, but maybe I'll try it out because who wants to drive 20 minutes into Chai Life, right? So, and I turned out I loved it, man. It's a great gym. Yeah.
The last time I went to Cal Fit, it might have been not this past Christmas, the Christmas before, and I walk in, I'm trying to work out, and I'm not going to say who it was, but this person came up to me and started talking, and they would not stop me. It was like 45 minutes. I'm like, I gotta go, and I told my parents about it. I said, oh yeah, that person they'll talk your ear off.
I call them long talkers. Yeah, sometimes that's hard, man, to get away from them. Sometimes I have to cut people off. I'm in the middle of workout or something, but I'll do it if I'm between body parts or something. But if I'm on a mission, I can't. I got to roll on, man. I'll just tell them, hey, well, I got to keep rolling. I'm on a schedule. Cliff, I'm pretty good at controlling that.
It was 45 minutes, maybe an hour, him and not just nonstop talking. We didn't stop.
Oh, man.
I didn't get a word in.
That's crazy. Oh my God, you just got to listen. Oh no, you got to cut that shit off, man. You got to control that. You have to. You got to say, you know what? I got to get rolling. I'm on a schedule, man. I got to get. We got plans today. I'm home for a short time.
It's one of my parents' friends, and I didn't want
to. No, there's a way to do it. There's a way. You can't be taking control of that way. There's a way to finesse that where they will understand. And believe me, if they're long talkers, people set boundaries with them already, so they're used to it.
They know it.
They know it already. And if you do it in a way, how can they fight you on it? Hey, I'm on a schedule, man. I can't be, You know how my mom and dad are. We're on. I'm only here for a couple of days, so we have dinner plans.
I think I said that. I said my parents are going to be upset with me if I don't get back in time. I have to finish it. I actually did say that at the end. He let me go.
You did it. Yeah. Now it's all a matter of when you say it. You let that pain point. You drew a line way too far. You can just pull that in. It's all about pulling the line.
And then when I got home, I apologized to my parents saying, hey, this person wouldn't stop talking. And they said, oh, yeah, he'll never stop talking.
Yeah, right. Yeah. See, they already knew. They go, oh, yeah, well, you got caught in the trap, the web. We have a guy at the yacht club in the summertime. I call it's a web. He tries to catch you, man. You're kind of trying to avoid him because he's going to, man, because you feel like you don't want to be impolite, you know what I mean? But man, I have to stay on my schedule. Yeah.
But the thing is, this person who I spoke to, I've spoken to before, and I've never actually realized that. This time, it's just like this guy won't shut up.
No, he might have just been venting or something. Yeah, maybe you caught him at the right time. That's awesome, man. That's crazy. So what do you got coming up here for in your activities?
Well, once you and I have to go into Union Square for a body art session
tonight.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to let you go in a minute. Here,
I'm good for now. And then tomorrow, what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Thursday, so I meet with Kelsey for handstands tomorrow. And then I go I'll probably go to the gym, lift real quick, and then I go to body art tomorrow night as well.
That is so awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, then Friday, I meet with Kelsey again, Friday morning. And then I go to hot yoga Friday afternoon. And then going out for dinner up in the Bronx Friday night, Arthur Avenue, for a nice Italian restaurant.
Oh, that's great.
And then this weekend, we have the World Trade Center.
Man, well, yeah, you were coaching me when I was back there. Hey, listen, if you're alone, just keep yourself busy like you do, right? If you had somebody right now you were dating or with permanently, you'd have to be explaining to them why you were doing all these things. Now you have the freedom to do
Yeah,
it.
yeah, I can just do it now, and there's no, I can just, if I want to be like at body art 5 days a week, I can just go in and do it, and I don't really have to.
Yeah.
I'm happy, I'm happy doing it. Like people tell me, oh, you look so happy now. Like it is, I can just do what I want, and
Yeah.
I'm taking good care of myself, and I'm around good people, so it makes a big difference.
Yeah. Because sometimes I'm always posting my shit, and the the people will say, "Well, you look happy, but you're keeping very busy. I see. That's good." And I go, "Yeah, well, I understand that I was in a down, but that's over. I'm out of the
Yeah,
tunnel right now. So yeah, I'm actually as happy as I'm looking. So when I was in despair and sharing it, that was real, and now this is real. So
yeah.
I keep it raw and real, and yeah. So yeah, I'm enjoying myself too.
I
I'm
mean,
just enjoying my freedom.
I would say to you like use this time to like improve yourself and
Yeah.
like
Oh yeah.
and pick up a new skill and learn it. And
Oh
that's
yeah.
something
I'm doing it. As a matter of fact, I played tennis, well, 3 hours yesterday. So the courts are booked for an hour and a half each time. So I played a full session from 8 to 9:30. And then a guy at the place, he wanted to play singles and from 3 to 4:30. And so then I went back. So I did 3 hours yesterday with no problem. Some of these people get tired.
yeah.
I run all over the freaking place. I have no tiredness whatsoever. Yeah. So,
We got
yeah.
talking about that at Body Art yesterday about the healthiest sport, I guess, and tennis was mentioned because obviously you're moving around different directions, you're sprinting, slowing down, jogging, but another thing too, you're thinking too, which is so important. Like you're thinking as you're
Yeah.
playing, and
Well,
that's like
the studies that were done, I guess it's probably all racket sports, but they put it up on the tennis sport. This adds 9.7 years to your life and everything.
yeah,
But like you say, not only is it the constant movement, so a constant the analyzing. The minute the ball is struck, you're
mhm,
already analyzing what direction, forehand, backhand, how fast, what angle, and now you're computing that to move my body to get to a position where I can strike the ball. And so all
yeah,
of that computation is mind work together, married with the body work. And I can just
yeah.
see how great it is. Yeah. In my
That's great,
case,
man.
I run all over the damn place. I get to everything, man. I will
Yeah,
risk injury. And so I run, but when I get there, before I even start, I do probably 4 to 5 laps. I have like a routine that I learned at the Rafa Nadal Tennis Academy, right? So I do a whole thing and a stretching, and then some lunges, and then I'm ready to go because it's
mhm.
a lot of spurts, kind of almost like sprinting, really. So yeah, it's good,
That's what it is. You're sprinting and you're stopping, and your real quick movements,
really
and
good.
it's
Yeah. So
yeah,
I'm going to try pickleball though, just because I see a lot of women playing it. I'm going to check it out, because I don't think it'll hurt my game. I never wanted to play it because I always felt it was for people who couldn't move, because you're too fat and lazy, you want to play pickleball instead.
I've played it like once or twice. There's a lot of people I know that play it, and they
Yeah.
all seem to enjoy it. Yeah.
But it seems like it's a good reaction, even if you're
Definitely
not
is.
moving. You really, you're quick. If you're a quick reactor, it can be really fun.
Yeah, definitely,
Yeah. All right,
definitely.
brother. Well, let me let you go. We did a good hour, and I always appreciate you. I'm glad we met this way, and then we meet in person. And it was nice to ride in the car with you through the streets of New York. And I don't know, we went to that one restaurant. You were buying a gift certificate, and I'm going to go eat at that restaurant, something Ocean,
Yeah,
I know, which is right down on 50
Ocean Prime. I think it was
Ocean
Ocean
Prime.
Prime.
Yeah, down at 52nd, I think. Yeah, 52nd
Yeah,
between 6th and 7th Avenue. Hey, I'm getting
yep.
to know my way around New York pretty good. Yeah. Well, Manhattan's easy, right? It's got to be the easiest damn. I think I could train somebody in about 4 hours to kind of know your way around.
Yeah, it's pretty
Pretty
easy.
simpleton. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right, brother. If you don't mind, I want people to go. Can they go to your Acro Cop on your Instagram and
yeah,
check you out?
definitely.
All right.
Yeah, I'd like
Yeah,
to. Thank you.
definitely. The Acro Cop, man. Go check it out. Check out the movements, and it's pretty amazing stuff. And body art stuff, too, man. I love the body art. Hey, who knows? Maybe there's a body art place near here in Florida.
Um, there, I know there was one facilitator. She lived in Miami. I
Okay,
don't know
all
how
right.
far you
I'm
guys
going to
can
look
go.
it up though, just in case. Yeah.
Yeah.
If anything, when I go
Um,
to yoga, I'm going to make it a conversation starter.
and also, I mean, if any of your friends who are listening, if they visit New York and they want to do a
Yes.
session, by all means, look me
Oh,
up, and I would love to take them too.
I have a couple friends who live in Brooklyn. I'm going to have them check
Yeah.
you out. Yeah, because they own an
Or
island next to mine. Yeah.
or if you have anyone like LA County sheriffs, they're visiting New York, and hey,
Yeah.
I'd love to take them.
Yeah. Not too many of my friends
Or
are open-minded to learning new things. I don't know why.
or Caledonia. Anyone from
Caledonia.
Caledonia comes down, they come visit. Look me up.
Exactly. All right, Patrick. Hey, hang
All right,
around for a little debriefing, man. Thanks for coming on the show with me. I appreciate you, brother.
all right. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.